Here's Sarah.
Here's Erin. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. I can't
It's
wait
nice to see
to do
you.
our interview with your dad today. It's going to be so much fun.
Yes, listeners, I'm so excited. We have my dad who's coming to join us today, and I think you guys are in for a treat.
Yeah.
He has a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, and he doesn't act like he has a lot of wisdom and knowledge. He acts it.
He
Most
doesn't, yeah.
humble guy I know.
And that's very
um,
wise.
yeah.
Humility is very wise.
But before we get started on that, do you have an item with you today, Sarah?
Yes, I do. I brought this teacup because I know you love tea, and this is a beautiful teacup. It's actually from a collection. I think it's called the Homeward Bound Collection by Bramley Hedge. So it has a beautiful, I don't know what this is called, like teacup.
The
Is this
handle?
the handle? Yeah, it's just the handle. And even underneath it and inside it, there's little mice. So there's like mice and acorns, and
Aww.
so this one has seashells on it. And I actually have the teapot that goes with it.
Oh,
You
wow.
never seen this at my house, have you, Erin?
No, I
Because
don't think so.
it's like hidden away. I don't have a place to display it because otherwise I would. And it's there's a little mice family having dinner, and it's very cute. And on the bottom it says, "This is the scandal already. They found Mr. Apple in the kitchen drinking mint tea with Mrs. Krusty Bread."
Wait, what? Is it
What?
from Clue or something?
I don't know. It's like the name. I don't know. It's the story of what's happening in this thing. But why is there Mr. Apple is in the kitchen drinking mint tea with Mrs. Krusty Bread?
It
With the
really
little
does.
mice.
Okay, nobody's murdered, but it feels like they should be in the sense of, it's like Mr. Apple in the kitchen drinking mint tea.
And here, there's even a saucer that goes with it. It's just a
Aww.
beautiful set she gave me. So this is from my friend Joanne Kurtzetter. Because back when I was in high school, I met her at church, and at my friend's church actually, and we decided we were going to take her on because she was a widow, and we wanted to take care of someone, like really spend time with someone and learn from them, gain their wisdom, and just become friends with someone. And she loved us, she loved on us, and she always invited us for tea. So yes, thought we were helping her, but in fact she was really imparting a lot of wisdom to us. She passed away this past year, so I really think a lot of Joanne whenever I see these teacups, but I'd really like to display them. So next time you come, that you can have some tea from the teacup. So
Oh,
there you
that's so
go.
beautiful.
Yeah. It's
So
a beautiful gift.
Well, I brought a gift with me
You
today
did?
too.
Are
I
you
did.
serious? Okay, I can't wait
And
to see. What is it?
well, because we're nearing Christmas, we're getting closer to the
Yep.
Christmas season. I thought
Yep.
I would share one of my Christmas ornaments because
Oh,
I have this little. It's funny because it's a mouse too. So we've got like the
no, it's
mice theme
really
today.
cute.
So it's
A
made of
mouse.
like little. It's felt, little
Is he
cute,
carrying?
and he's carrying a little rose in his paws. And so listeners, if you're not watching, you can go and you can see a picture of the teapot, and you can see a picture of the little mouse ornament. And it was a gift from my mom because every year she loves buying different Christmas ornaments, but the cute, beautiful Christmas ornaments. And we actually got this one in Quebec City.
You did when you were
Yeah,
visiting?
we were visiting. Yeah.
It's so cute. Is
It
it
was
in the Christmas store?
it wasn't a Christmas store. It was like handcrafts and things like that. And so my mom saw it in the window and she was like, "Oh, this year's Christmas ornament." So
City. That's wonderful.
yeah.
Very beautiful. So we both had gifts related to mice.
Yes,
Actually,
which
I was
is so
looking for a
funny.
Christmas mug, and I didn't actually have one, which is surprising, isn't it?
Mm.
How is that possible?
I don't think I have a Christmas mug either. Now
It
that you
seems
mention
like
it.
I used to have a ton of them. I don't know what happened to them. Maybe I just I am done, or I put them away in the attic. I don't know. No Christmas mug.
Maybe you'll find them eventually, and then you'll be like, "Found you!"
Oh, I
All
love
right.
it.
So, listeners, like I said, we're going to have my dad come on as a guest, and he'll be joining us from Florida. Also, don't forget, keep your not your eyes open, your ears open for our 3 vocab words today. We have fester, purpose, and avoidance. So those are the 3 words today: fester, purpose, and avoidance.
Woohoo!
All right. Well, are you ready to go, Sarah?
I am so ready. I can't wait to meet your dad.
All right. Your 20 minutes start now. Hi, Dad. Thank you for coming. We're so excited for you to be here with us. I just wanted to give you some time to introduce yourself and tell our listeners a little bit about who you are.
Thanks. It's just great to be with you all. My name is Chris Mulrooney, and I'm the Associate Dean for Clinical and Community Affairs at Florida State University College of Medicine, and a former leadership development coach and consultant. And so I'm excited about today's topic of leadership communication.
Oh my word, that's so exciting. So we're going to talk about a lot about leadership like we've been doing in some of our other episodes. And to start off, I just wanted to say hello, Erin's dad. It's nice to meet you. And cheers. Cheers to you.
Yes, cheers.
Cheers. We're excited to see you. We're excited to talk to you about leadership and communication. So thank you for introducing yourself. I'm really curious though, like in your experience, what truly sets great leadership communication apart from all other like average communication?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this question, just getting prepared for today, and it really connects very closely to what it is that I feel I do in healthcare, which is what's referred to as person-centered care, person-centered medicine. And I think leadership, when it's very person-centered, is really when it's most effective. And so by person-centered, I mean really understanding who the person is that you are working with, whether you're coaching them, whether you're leading them in a formal capacity, or whether you're just interacting with them as a peer. It's understanding who that other person is and ensuring that you are communicating with them in a way that you're connecting with them. That's what I think is most effective in setting good leadership apart. And it's what makes good medicine set apart.
Wow. I love the person-centered because I hear often human-centered, but I think person-centered is even more individual, like each person, and the idea of understanding, really listening to understand. That is communication. It's not just about what you say, it's also about how you listen, right?
Sarah, that is so true. I mean, communication is really 8/10 listening and 2/10 speaking. Communication and leadership, in my opinion, is so much more effective when you listen well, because how can you lead others that you don't know? I mean, you can, but it's going to be in a very generic sort of global way that is not really going to connect with the people you're seeking to lead.
Yeah, and people will realize that you're trying out this one size fits all kind of leadership on them, and they won't feel seen and they won't feel heard, and then they'll disengage. Yeah.
That's so true. And circumstances that create leadership challenges, and I know we're going to talk about some of those in a bit. Leadership challenges are part of our daily life. Challenges are a part of daily life, period, whether they're leadership challenges or not. And so if you can't adjust your approach to people based on who they are and what the challenges that are around you are creating, then you're not going to be as effective.
Oh, I love it. And then how do you know that your communication has been effective? Like, what for you is like the measure of it, the measure of the effectiveness? Is it just like morale goes up, the speed of execution of what you wanted them to do? How do you measure that?
That's a little more complicated a question, I think, because I think it depends on what type of leadership you're measuring. Like, I think in interpersonal leadership, if you're leading and coaching a team member, let's say, I think the way to measure that is the effectiveness of that person's engagement individually, their connection with you, and also their trust with you.
Oh, I love it.
Their willingness to seek you out, to be transparent with you, their willingness to, they're feeling safe enough to be able to share back and forth the things that they need, the things that aren't going so well, things of that nature. I think if you're measuring effectiveness as a leader across an organization, Obviously, those measures are going to be more complicated. There's going to be more of them that you're going to be taking a look at. Certainly, morale is one of them, as you just mentioned. And I think even more importantly, probably employee climate. And I measure that in lots of different ways. How employees are able to accomplish the mission of the organization. Because really, it's about whether or not we accomplish the mission together, right? And so, if we're doing that well, then leadership is typically doing better as well.
Oh, I love it.
That connects back to kind of what we were talking about in the last podcast episode, Sarah. Finding that vision and that mission, and when you're leading them towards that goal that we've all created and we all understand together. Yeah.
One more thing I just want to say about that is that, a lot of times when I do leadership coaching, executive coaching, or climate surveys, people are used to doing things like employee satisfaction surveys, which are okay, except satisfaction can change depending on what side of the bed we wake up on.
So true.
And so it's whether we're making our goal toward the mission, not whether we're all happy every moment of every day.
Oh, I love it. Even like when we here verbatim, when we at the end of a client's contract, our questionnaire is not about satisfaction. It's about, did we fulfill our values? Here are our values. Did we actually meet them? Is it fun? Did you feel listened to and that you had a good connection with your coach? So all those things aren't just about measuring satisfaction. It's measuring, like, are we fulfilling our mission?
Yeah. Exactly. I love that. I love that. I wanted to share something before and I forgot.
Your item.
There's an item I received at the end of my very first job, like many of us get clocks at certain points in time. But when my staff gave me this clock, it said, it has a quote on it from Benjamin Disraeli, a former UK Prime Minister. The secret of success is constancy of purpose. And constancy of purpose is, I think, what we're talking about here. And in my particular view, as I shared in my intro, constancy of purpose is honing in on individuals and ensuring that the people I'm working with are people who I'm caring about and people I understand. That's my constancy of purpose. And it's what has been my guiding light, across the course of my career.
So beautiful.
I'm so proud to have you as my dad.
Constancy of purpose. I love it, Erin. That's going to be a guiding light for us now. I'm going to go get us some clocks. I love
it. My next question kind of brings us into the new world that we're into, where it's hybrid, it's remote, it's this mix of being in person, being apart, not social distancing. Hopefully we're past that part. But in remote or hybrid teams, what are some communication habits that make the biggest difference to keep everybody aligned on those goals when you're apart or when you're in different locations?
Yeah, well, I think your unintended comment there about social distancing is actually at the heart of the matter, in my opinion. And that is that I think in this new world of hybrid relationships, we cannot allow ourselves to think that we are socially distant, that we are even geographically distant, which of course we are, like right now, among the three of us. But that cannot be our constancy of purpose. Our constancy of purpose is that we are connecting with one another. So a couple of practical things that I think are important. All three of us right now are visible to each other. If we're going to be in a hybrid relationship, unless there are circumstances that prevent us from being able to see each other, I think that's essential. Keeping your camera on, ensuring that you're in relationship, in contact with the person that you are meeting with remotely. So I think that's key. I think as hard as we can try to do this, we need to think about being present with each other in those moments, in those hybrid relationships, in those hybrid meetings. So, for instance, when I have a staff meeting on a weekly basis, I've gotten to the point where I do not anymore think about who's in the building and who isn't in the building. My assumption is everybody is present, and that means whether you are on the camera or whether you are physically in the room, or whether you're driving and you can't be on camera in the moment, whatever the case may be, everyone's expected to be at that meeting, unless there's some sort of, legitimate reason not to be, so that we think about each other as always being present. Because I think, again, that sort of that, mistaken phrase there of social distancing, we've allowed ourselves to lapse into thinking that if we're working remotely in a hybrid fashion, one of us can be socially distant. I say no. That is unacceptable if we're going to work in a hybrid team. We just can't allow that. It's a tough one, but I think it's important.
Yeah. Just being a part of like other hybrid groups or other complete online groups like the BNI group that I'm a part of, or even just our team at Verbatim, Sarah. There's a lot of coaches that I've never met in person before.
Me neither.
And for about 2 years, you and I had never met in person.
No, it's true.
Right?
Good point.
But because of the intentionality that we had in our meetings, how many times have we said, Sarah, wow, it feels like we've seen each other more times than I can count, right? Which is not true. I think I've been in person with you about 5 times, maybe, right? So
it's hard to believe.
But it is,
To me, that means your team is, as you say, intentional about ensuring that your distance is not, your geographical distance is not creating social distance. That you are connected with each other with the wonderful technology that is available to us now. And I know with younger generations, that's just sort of a given. It's just how they grew up. But I think there's also a potential for those younger generations to misuse that by thinking that the geographical distance gives you a reason or an excuse even to be socially distant. I don't find that acceptable if you're trying to build a team.
Yeah. So I had a follow-up question. I think I know how you might answer this, but I am curious. What are your thoughts, given what you just said, on asynchronous communication, like some internal messaging or email, versus synchronous being the live calls? And when should we use those forms of communication?
Yeah. I think it's a great practical question. I think that asynchronous communication is just the reality that we all live in. That's the reality really that our world has lived in, right, prior to technology. I mean, you'd write a letter and you'd wait 3 months or 6 months for that letter to
it's true.
be returned. So I don't think that will ever change. And I think there's value in it in the sense that it gives us time to reflect. It's sort of like reading a book versus watching a movie, which I know you appreciate, Erin. It gives us an opportunity to reflect. And there are times, as we all know, where what we just wrote is better not said in person. Sometimes it's better not sent right away. It's better to take time to digest it. So there's value in asynchronous communication. I think we would also say that technology has allowed us to ensure that we don't rely just on that. I think like most things in life, it's a balance. I've begun to make phone calls. Yesterday, somebody said to me, gee, it's so pleasant that you just set up a phone call and not a Zoom meeting.
Really?
Interesting.
But they said that because I think we can overuse, like anything, we can overuse our technology. Now again, I wasn't building a team with that person. I was having a transactional conversation that didn't require that we get on Zoom and see each other. So it's about balance. But when we're talking about leadership and team building, it is essential that synchronous communication has its place. We have the technology available. We cannot build teams without doing that. Even if it's if you're limited to a phone call. 20 years ago, I was in a global consultant role where I had a team that was spread across 6 continents. We had a consistent phone call every week. We didn't have virtual video chats at that time, but we had a consistent phone call every week, even though some people were at midnight and some people were at 4 a.m. and some people were at 9 a.m. It really helped to build that true team. So those are some of my thoughts on that.
Wow, that's so interesting. So again, going back to being like people people focused. And so I was thinking about, okay, what happens when it falls apart? Like when you're trying to communicate and everything just falls apart, the alignment breaks down, there's conflict, there's tension. What is the best way a leader can communicate to prevent that from escalating? And then afterwards to rebuild that trust, the trust that we were talking about. So it's a kind of big question about like when there's problems, what can we do to make it keep it from getting worse?
Yeah. So again, a lot of leadership is situational, right? So if the conflict is with one individual, even though it may be affecting the team, it's sort of like that age-old rule that you learn about as a child and a parent. You don't want to praise just in private. You want to praise in public when it's appropriate, but you don't want to punish or discipline in public when it's appropriate to be in private. So if the conflict is with one individual, it needs to be a private conversation, and it needs to be addressed with that individual intentionally. I've seen so many leaders that have just allowed conflict to fester, and it's really the source of it is one person. So not holding back too long, ensuring that you're addressing it with that person, privately having some coaching opportunities. If the conflict is across a team or across an organization, a similar fault I've seen managers have is just not addressing it, allowing it to fester. So even though it's challenging, addressing it in the public forum, meaning in the team forum, and just getting it out in the open and just acknowledging that this is something that's happening across the team is an essential first step to resolving that conflict. Conflict avoidance is really what so many managers are unfortunately good at, and it just tends to allow something to fester over time. Those are my early thoughts about conflict. In terms of detailed conflict management, I think that really varies, again, depending on the situation. But I think my worst evidence that I've seen in people that I've coached over the years is just conflict avoidance. That's often the route that's taken.
Ostrich in the sand, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, this has flown by. This has been so helpful. I always love talking with you, Dad. So I'm glad that I get to share a little bit with our listeners, with Sarah. And so I just wanted to thank you one more time for being here. But I think I hear our timer counting down.
Incredible. My gosh, how could that be? I thought we just started.
Oh, Erin, I love meeting your dad. That was our first time that like he said to me beforehand, is that it's felt like we have known each other for forever because of you, because of the connection that you have and how you've talked about him to me and I guess me to him. So like it was just so natural and wonderful to meet him. So thank you. It was so enjoyable. Thank you.
I'm so glad that this went well. I'm so glad we had fun. We learned a lot. And listeners, I hope you learned a lot as well.
Yeah, so like today we had 3 words. Fester, that was one that your dad used a lot. Purpose, we talked about purpose. Constancy of purpose. And avoidance, conflict avoidance. So look at those, see if you can figure out what those words mean, look them up. And Erin, what do we have?
This is our last episode for this season, so that means we have a crossword for you with all of our vocab words, so you can check out the description and you can find the link to download that.
Yeah, check out the description down below. And now it's time to say this, and it's really sad to say because we won't be able to talk to each other again until September for our podcast. We'll be coming back in September with a new season. So until then, goodbye, adios, au revoir from Quebec City.
And signing off from Montreal, it's not really goodbye. It's see you later.